So no technical advice needed, right?
Okay, I'm multitasking here. That's never good.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Starting a new countdown. Sorry,
No,
it has a mind of its own.
Absolutely.
It wants to do it at 26.
as do we.
Ay, ay, ay.
I've had it.
You can do it. It's 10:01.
I know I can.
The longest countdown. You see a countdown going on?
Yeah.
Are we on? Are we live?
Maybe it
Are we
wants us to
talking?
finish. Maybe I should finish and start again. Hold on.
Just breathe.
Proactive waiting is a skill.
You can just continue, and when it comes on, it comes on.
Well, we need to.
We
Okay.
have this going on inside the church. It's streaming that's giving me trouble.
Okay, so we shall begin.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to ULV of Lehigh Valley. That's Unity of Lehigh Valley, not ULV of Lehigh Valley. That's redundant, like pizza pie. Anyway, welcome. We're having a little trouble with the computer, so if you're not seeing the broadcast just yet, you will. We promise. But we're going to start anyway. So, if you'll rise as you're able, we'll start at our opening song, I Release and I Let Go, and we're going to be clapping and jazzing it up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God, for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Look a little half-hearted. Release, come on. I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Please be seated.
Good morning, everyone. My name is, hello. Dear Mother, Father God, thank you for this day and the many blessings we are about to receive. We are open. We know that we are cradled in your loving hands, and we are open to the healing light and loving abundance that is flowing through us. You are peace, and you share that peace with us. We are peace. Now it's your turn to share the peace with everyone you meet today. Namaste.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Lehigh Valley on this last Sunday of April. My name's Ginny Stangline. I have the pleasure of assisting our guest speaker, who has been a minister to us many years back, Reverend Rachel Sue Ritz. Welcome back. And also assisting Mark Udemoser and the choir today. So we appreciate every one of you. Okay, ready for the choir. We appreciate every one of you and want to ensure you have a wonderful experience at ULV. To our friends online, hopefully you're on with us now, thank you for tuning in. And if you feel led, please share the message with others. And at the end of the service, let us know in the comments section if there's anything we can do to enhance your experience. So today I look around, I see many familiar faces. Thank you all for being here today. We're very excited to have everyone here, and we do have hospitality and a book signing later today, so please stay with us. Our statements of affirmation. Our lives are made up of many steps and many choices, but our journey is also shaped by the things we choose to believe and say out loud. These statements express our beliefs as well as the vision and mission of Unity of Lehigh Valley. I invite those in the sanctuary and online to join me as we speak these statements aloud. So together we affirm, there is only one presence, one power, one activity in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotence. We co-create an awakened world of peace, harmony, and abundance. United in love, we provide a positive environment for all people to discover and express their spiritual nature. Yes, we do. So our announcements. For April's spiritual growth is the core value we celebrate. Trusting the wisdom within each one, our paths unfold and lead us to accept a deeper understanding of the powerful love that we are. So some community news to share. Over the years of the pandemic, we had our service starting at 10:05. We've brought it back now to start at 10 a.m. So just be on target with that. So today, join us after the service in the sanctuary for a book signing with Anka Christiani for the book that is co-authored and entitled Opioid Crisis Voices, Parents, Addicts, Families, and Others. I'm sure it will be very inspiring. We also will have hospitality today downstairs at 1:15. So please try to do both. Mark your calendar for Sunday, May 5th. That will be next week. That will be our first community dialogue meeting of this year. It will take place immediately after the service. So it's a time to connect and share similar ideas as we discern our path forward. So we're a volunteer-driven ministry and continue to have several volunteer opportunities. In addition to hospitality, we would also be grateful for additional support with our AV team and with decorating team and the daily word readers during the Sunday service. There is a sign-up sheet in the back of the sanctuary. We also are looking to start up a group of greeters at the door to welcome all the people coming in here. So if you feel called to serve in any of these roles, please see Alicia Willis for the points of contact. And thanks for sharing your light and gifts with the community. Also, sign up for the weekly emails and check the calendar under classes and events on our website for a complete list of what is going on here. We encourage you to sign up to receive important phone, text, and email updates, especially if we have inclement weather or some other emergency. For those seeking prayer, today our prayer chaplain in sacred service is Bev Freeman, who has led our opening prayer. She'll be available to pray with you after the service. You can submit prayer requests through the prayer request form on the website. You may also place your prayer requests in the prayer box at the back of the sanctuary. Our prayer partners at Silent Unity are also available to pray with you any time of day at 1-800-NOW-PRAY. You can also submit prayer requests using Unity's Be Unity app. So as we continue to search for our new music director, we invite you to hold this affirmation. So let us say this together. Filled with the spirit of divine love and wisdom, we are guided and directed in our thoughts, our words, and our actions in faith, giving thanks for the right music director who brings harmony and inspiration through the gift of music, is drawn to us with grace and ease for the highest good of this ministry. And so it is. All right, so we'll now have our congregational song.
Music leader, not director. It's a distinction I like to make. If you'd like to rise, we have an interesting thing. We didn't realize this next song was on the clavinova, so we were going to do it a cappella, and we rehearsed it that way. But it is on the clavinova, so we're going to do it cold turkey with whatever's on the clavinova. But a lot of you, I believe, know this song, I Hold the Christ in You, and I turn it to.
As we sing this song, what I'd like you to do is to turn to the person next to you and serenade them, or turn to the person behind you if you feel that you would do that, so that we truly behold the divine within each and every one of us. All right? If you want to.
I understand this plays through once, and then we sing. I behold the Christ in you, here the life of God I see. I can see a great peace too, I can see you whole and free. I behold the Christ in you, I can see this as you walk. I see this in all you do, I can see this as you talk. I behold God's love expressed, I can see you filled with power, I can see you ever blessed, see Christ in you hour by hour. Hold the Christ in you, I can see that perfect one. Led by God in all you do, I can see God's work is done.
Well, it ended when
And that's it. We were going to tag it, but
All right, if we can, Jen Hertwig, if you would come forward, please.
I think you might have taken my page with you, Ginny. What do you need? I think you may have taken the page with you. I did not commit it to memory. I did not. I could have made it up, I guess, but it's probably better that I read it. Our daily word for today is inner peace. And our affirmation is, I call upon the infinite peace of God within. Let's affirm this together. I call upon the infinite peace of God within. Even just saying that feels more peaceful. I find peace in the beauty around me. A clear day, flowers swaying in the breeze, a gentle flowing stream, all reveal the presence of God and reflect my inner nature. Lasting peace resides within my mind and heart. If that peace is temporarily disturbed, If I am feeling out of sorts about my life or the situation of a dear one, I draw upon my strength and stability by turning away from outer circumstances and going within. I quiet the chatter of my mind, perhaps thinking of one of my peaceful places, imagining the breeze caressing my face and hearing the trickling stream. In this quiet state, I connect with my source and I begin to feel a settling calmness. I consider my life from this higher perspective and remain centered and serene no matter what is happening in my life or in the world. And our scripture passage is taken from the Gospel of John, chapter 20, verse 26. Peace be with you. Our daily word is inner peace.
So let's take a few moments just to center ourselves. And if you want to close your eyes, fine. If not, fine. Just take a deep, deep breath and just relax and sink right down into your chair. The most effective prayer that we can say is thank you. And so right now, let's give thanks for this beautiful day that we have together. Thank you. We know that unity of Lehigh Valley is a divine idea in the mind of Source, of Spirit, of the great I Am, the all that is, and that we exist and have our being in the quantum field of all possibilities. Each of you are a divine idea in the mind of Source. Here and now, you have come and incarnated as love. Not just any kind of love, but agape love, the biggest love that there is in the universe. The love that Source has for you, the energy that flows through you. It is the love that we came from, the love that you brought with you. The true and pure and only complete love for yourself, for others, for our home, the earth, and all of its inhabitants. And it is this love that we return to when our sojourn is complete on this planet. Breathe, please. Let us now call in the ancestors of Unity of Lehigh Valley. That is a Native American tradition, to call in the ancestors. The Catholic faith would call it the communion of saints. Ancestors, thank you for co-creating with Spirit this center of life, love, healing, and wisdom. Thank you for giving of your love, your treasure, and your time throughout all the many years. Ancestors, fill us with your presence. Guide us in this service today, in this holy and sacred space. Amen.
We'll be speaking about allowing today, so this song is called Don't Decide. A lifetime of decisions, and what is there to show? A few years been and gone, perhaps a few years left to go. But there's a difference between living and discovering the truth. I've done too much of the former. It's been a quite protracted youth. But when it comes down to the latter, I'm an infant, nothing more. But I'm finding that's a matter for my soul, not mind or body, to explore. Don't decide, the voice says. Don't decide, make no choices. Don't decide, and you'll finally get it right. But wait, I say that's counter to everything I've ever learned. I'm supposed to be ambitious. I'm supposed to always yearn. I thought every day I'm meant to climb a little higher than before, to be just a little better known, to own a little more. But if that's all smoke and mirrors, what am I then gonna do? What's the next move I should make? What's the next path I'm supposed to choose? Don't decide, the voice says. Don't decide, make no choices. Don't decide, and you'll finally get it right. Doesn't make no sense at all. It's a deceptively simple call. When I'm holding nothing, only then I'll have it all. Guess I'll see. Maybe it isn't up to me. Don't decide, the voice says. Don't decide, make no choices. Don't decide, and you'll finally get it right. Don't decide, the voice says. Don't decide, make no choices. Don't decide, you're gonna be all right.
That was so beautiful. It's so beautiful to be here this morning. Your energy is just about knocking me over. You came ready to go, I can tell. So I've chosen the power of allowing, because I've really been using allowing a lot in the last 5 months at least. And I just wanted to share you some of the experiences that I've had. And I don't know if you know this, but the Unity movement was built on the power of allowing. And I don't know that people hear that very much when you're talking about the history of Unity. Some of you will know a little bit about what I'm saying when I talk about the history of Unity, and for others, it'll be new. So if it's a little review, bear with me. The Unity movement began as a healing ministry and continues to this day. The healing of Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, husband and wife co-founders. And Unity began in the heart of the Bible Belt in Kansas City, Missouri. And it was the probably middle to the end of the 1800s. And groups would gather. It was the home of science of mind and divine science, a part of the transcendentalist movement. Unity encompasses a lot. The Fillmores studied Eastern religion. They studied all religions, and they combined it into one prayer ministry. Myrtle Fillmore had tuberculosis, and in the day, there was no cure for it. It was thought to come down the family line and be hereditary. And sometimes they'd send people out to sanatoriums out in the dry areas like Arizona, New Mexico, because they could breathe a little bit better than in the humidity of the Midwest. And in that time period, they had preachers and speakers that ran the circuit. And Myrtle Fillmore went to one of these gatherings, and a man named E.B. Weeks was giving the lecture that day. And she heard one thing. You are a child of God. You do not inherit sickness. You are a child of God. You do not inherit sickness. Now that's the affirmation and denial process that we use today in Unity. The affirmation is, I am a child of God. Basically, I am whole, I am well, and I am free. And I do not inherit sickness. That's the denial. And it means basically, get out of your way and let Spirit take care of you. And Myrtle Fillmore took this affirmation into meditation. Now, they didn't meditate like I do, a half hour to 45 minutes in the morning. They meditated a lot, and they meditated every day. And over time, what she did was she began to talk to the cells in her body, and she felt and saw and knew that Spirit was working in each and every cell. I don't know if you know it, but every day we have at least probably 1 trillion brand new baby cells in our body. And we can program those cells with positive thoughts. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot, because, we've got this world that we live in, this three-dimensional world where there's, black, white, sick, wellness, high, low, in, out. And sometimes it's really hard to feel that wellness. Someone comes up to you and they're coughing a little bit, and they'll say, well, it's going around. And I'm thinking okay, what's going around? There's something going around. Well, there's always something going around, don't you think? So why don't you make that something wellness going around, instead of listening to maybe the other things? But we're human, and that happens to us. And also in our families of origin, I don't know about you, but in my family of origin, this person had this, and then this person inherited that, and this person inherited that, and then it gets down to me, and I got it in my subconscious mind that I'm going to get it, all right? And our subconscious mind holds all of those things that we've been taught since childhood. My mother would say to me, don't go out in the cold and run around barefoot. You're going to get sick. And maybe you had a parent that said that. I love to go barefoot. I love to run around in the snow for a little while without shoes. I never got sick, but Mom thought I was going to. She was trying to protect me. There are other things that, throughout the ages we hear about. We hear about how terrible things are in the world today, right? Well, guess what? My parents could have said the same thing about their generation, how terrible things were. They probably did. I probably heard it. My great-grandparents, who came over on a ship as an immigrant, could have said the same thing. So what we can do is that we can turn those things around, and I'll talk a little bit later some of the how-tos we can do that. But I want to get back to Myrtle Fillmore. Over time, she cured herself of tuberculosis. That's huge. There were no medications. Nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew how it spread. But she cured herself 100%. She lived to the ripe old age, whatever, in her 80s or so, before she passed on to the other life. Her husband, Charles, watched this healing. Now, Charles had his own health concern. He had an accident as a child, Now, I'm going to diagnose it as he either broke his hip or it was dislocated, and they didn't have the proper treatment. So it healed in a funny way, and he walked with a limp. He had a brace on it and a little cane. But he watched Myrtle. See, we got the lady. She gets the healing. He's going to watch. And he decided he was going to do the same thing. He was going to go directly to headquarters, directly to Spirit. And in meditation, he also did whatever he did and connected with that divine healing. And over the years, he was able to discard the brace, and he walked with a limp around Unity Village. But he felt that he was healed. Well, guess what? Other people saw that happening, and they thought, wow, maybe we could do this too. And they began prayer groups and healing groups. And Silent Unity originally was a society of silent help. And now it's a worldwide prayer ministry that you can call, you can email any time of the day or night. And if you haven't done that when you've needed it, call them. To hear them pray with you is absolutely incredible. So that's one of the things that you can do to help yourself when you feel off track or, out of balance, so to speak. The Fillmores never just meant to start churches or anything like that. But when you have a divine idea, it gathers its own energy and its own momentum. And there are unity centers, churches, study groups all over the world as this message has moved out and moved out and moved out and gathered like a stone gathering moss as it goes downhill. So that is a little background on Unity. And I know that this Unity Center, I believe it was 27 people. I think it was in the 70s. I used to do the orientations. You'd think I remember. They put an ad in the newspaper, the morning call, and the Daily Word readers, they got the addresses for them. They sent out invites. And these people began this Unity ministry. And I was one of the people that was delighted to know some of them before they have passed on. And there are still some that are with us. And here we are today, through a lot of different changes, a lot of different ministers, and we are here. So as we look at the healing part of Unity, and this could be whether it's healing of body, mind, your spiritual life, whether it's an emotional healing, whether it revolves around relationships, whether it revolves around money, it's all the same energy that we give different names to. Whatever it is, I believe that the key is to allow Spirit to come into whatever your situation is. I'm selling our little home in Florida, and occasionally I get, white knuckled, like, is it going to sell? And then I have to back off and just allow Spirit, source, energy to move in whatever direction, because I know that the right and perfect person is on their way. They're on their way, and it's really done in Spirit. It's only me that holds it back. Have you ever had that happen? No, just me, right? Right. So I guess the question I have for you, what is it that you are allowing in your life? There's a little banner that'll go up saying, oh, I'm allowing this. And that's great. And maybe I should take a look at this allowing over here. Maybe I can change the situation that I'm in. When Charles Fillmore would hear people, they came for healing, and he would listen to them, often, or usually on the phone, not in person, he would fall asleep because he didn't need to know the substances of their stories. He already knew the divine within them. He knew the power of allowing and what they couldn't know for themselves in that moment, he could know. And that, to me, is a real gem as we continue on our healing journey in whatever aspect of our life that it is. Whether we have some lack, some limitation, some fear, something feeling unworthy. As many of you know, I recently moved into Chestnut Ridge on the Rodale property. And I took a tour when the property was empty, the apartment was empty, and then got all the boxes unpacked. And I had this moment, I was so grateful for this beautiful place that I was living in. And then didn't the switch go on and say, oh, but you didn't come from this kind of environment. Your parents didn't have a lot of richness around them. And I started wondering, whoa, what was I allowing? So I am very conscious of that. You know, my background does not define who I am. So I get up every morning and I bless that space. I love that space. It turned out exactly the way I wanted it. Well, of course, you know, but if you can get my drift, you understand that we fall into those old patterns. And that's the time when we need to really step back and allow Spirit to take over. Questions? The Bible verse that I want to speak to you to today is Luke chapter 8, verses 43 to 48. Now there was a woman who had been suffering from hemorrhages for 12 years, and though she had spent all she had on physicians, no one could cure her. She came up behind Jesus and touched the fringe of his clothes, and immediately her hemorrhage stopped. Then Jesus asked, "Who touched me?" When all of the disciples denied it, Peter said, "Master, the crowds surround you and they press in on you." But Jesus said, "Someone touched me, for I noticed that the power had gone out from me." When the woman saw that she couldn't remain hidden, she came trembling and falling down before him, and she declared in the presence of all the people why she had touched him and how she had been immediately healed. And he said to her, "Your faith has made you well. Go in peace." Your allowing has made you well. Go in peace. Now, what happened here? Well, we can kind of figure it out metaphysically. Jesus was always surrounded by crowds because the people felt the love. They felt the healing energy from this person. And this poor woman had been all over creation trying to be healed by doctors or whatever, and nothing worked. And in that day and age, not only was she not healed, but she was an outcast from the people because she was a woman and she was hemorrhaging. And culturally, that was taboo. So people would shun her. She was off to the side. So she suffered not only physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually in these 12 years, which is a time of completion. Then Jesus' hem of the garment, that was his energy field. It wasn't an actual cloth. And she knew, her inner healer knew that if she could just get through the crowds, this emaciated, sick woman, if she could just get through the crowds and touch this energy field, she would be healed. And that's what she did. And that was the outcome in it. The Fillmores touched the energy field, and they were healed. Maybe not instantaneously, but they were. We can touch the energy field and be healed. Maybe not right away, maybe instantaneously. We can have our emotions healed, our relationships healed, our bank accounts healed. We can take the garden tool and dig out the weeds in our subconscious mind. See, they're growing in there from, could be past lives, it could be childhood, it could be a trauma, but we can do that. We have the power to allow that to happen. Dig out the subconscious weeds. The affirmations and denials are helpful. Times of prayer and meditation are helpful. Whoops, that was the meditation. Excuse me, I got a couple of notes here. How then do we allow Spirit to heal us? Well, I do meditation every morning. I do stretching exercises for my body. I praise my body. I give thanks for all of the cells that are there. I ask for forgiveness for all of the negative emotions that I've had about this or that, about my body, my thoughts, whatever it might be. There's no guilt about it. There's no pointing fingers. It's just a simple forgiveness exercise. Myrtle Fillmore did it. There's a pamphlet, How to Let God Help You. It's downstairs. It might be downstairs outside of the administrator's office. And I have a copy. I just dropped it on the floor. I'm not going to pick it up. But you know, asking for the forgiveness, the meditation, like I said, has been very helpful for me. Anything you could, there might be a favorite Bible passage. There might be something, a Buddhist passage. There might be a reflection you might have that you could concentrate on. I do a lot of canceling. I try to intercept those messages that come up and go, cancel that. That's what I did about the idea that I wasn't worthy of my new apartment. Cancel that. And then go into something that's positive. I sometimes spend all days canceling, but it helps me to be aware, and it might help you to be aware also. The Daily Word. You can subscribe to the Daily Word. You can get it online. You can get it, I believe, still in the little magazine form. And that can be a really nice kickoff to your day. Breathing techniques, centering techniques, keeps me in my body, keeps me centered in my body. And I can take my steps from there. Mastermind principle. Some of you may have heard of the mastermind principle. The mastermind principle was created by a minister in Detroit, Michigan, Detroit Unity, Jack Boland. Jack Boland was a 12-stepper. He was an AA person with the big book. And he created this 12-step program of the mastermind. It's been very effective. Trudy Fatzinger and Marion Johnson and I did this many, many years ago when we were all together in Unity. And Trudy and I have done it over the years too. And what I'm going to do is, I've talked to Reverend Ron about this, and he thought it was a good idea, that sometime after sometime after service, we would have a few minutes, 20 minutes maybe, to anyone who is interested to go over what the mastermind process is, how you can get a group together. And I'll tell you, hold on to your hats, because things will happen in your life when you use this principle. I know that Jack Boland, he's now transitioned, but his church was over 1,000 members, and they use the mastermind principle. Not that, that's a big deal, but 1,000 members is 1,000 members. But we draw to us as that energy is shaken loose and begins to draw the other people to us. So, does anybody have any other things that they do? I know it's pretty unorthodox for me to ask the congregation, but I don't know everything, believe it or not. Is there anyone who has a practice of allowing that you'd like to share? Don't be shy. Okay. All right. Did I cover it all? There you go. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Bev. Yes, Bev. Children.
Interacting with children or animals, but children first helps me a lot. I used to be the Sunday school leader, and
Yes.
it added a lot to my life.
If you didn't hear that, Bev said interacting with children or animals. Well, my Rosie is, she's like just the best, and she allows me to allow. And children, that's very interesting. The children, I remember when my daughter-in-law was pregnant with my grandson, and I would talk to him with thought words at night. And I first started by saying, I want to introduce yourself. I'm your grandma. And I talk to him, I say, and I know that you are in the place of pure love. And when you come in, you are going to bring that love with you. And I would say, you only have one job here on this earth, and that is to be love. Whether you're going to be a lawyer or a factory worker, it doesn't matter. You have one job, and that was to be love. And I said, and I'll help you with your spirituality. And I did this almost every night. And one night, about 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning, I'm awakened with the little child's voice saying, Grandma. Whew. So I didn't stop there. I kept talking to him because I really did I really hear that? A few weeks later, I'm awakened in the middle of the night. Grandma. Well, he has been one of my greatest teachers. I have nothing to teach him. He is my teacher. With the purity, the pure love that he has is just absolutely astounding. So yes, Bev, you're absolutely right. Yeah, if you have grandchildren or you have nieces or nephews, surround yourself with them. Let them teach you. Yeah. Yes.
I spend some time not only with the meditation and prayer and other things, I spend some time being. I love to look at a flower. I know Myrtle Fillmore looked at a candle, and she also looked at a picture of the Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something very powerful for me to look at flowers.
I don't know if the people at home can hear you, but she said what's powerful for her is to look at flowers. Walks in nature, I left that out, absolutely. I am a mover. I walk a lot. I do 4 miles a day, 3 to 4 miles a day with the weather is on the paths. And I can tell when I'm a little restless, get up and move. We're hearing things. Okay. Thank you. Yes.
They
Yeah.
can't hear us at home, so.
Oh, they can. Okay, then I won't repeat it. Thank you.
Also, for me, it's actually motorcycling. I know you don't think of that usually as a spiritual thing, but just the adrenaline. I think it may be the adrenaline.
Yeah. Okay.
Really
Okay.
affects my body in a certain way, and observing things in a hyper observant tense, because otherwise you get hurt.
Right.
So I'm constantly looking forward.
Yes.
Looking forward.
Nice.
I'm looking through the back windshield of cars in front
Yes.
of me to see if there's a problem.
Yes.
I'm looking on either side. But anyway, that
Good.
works for me.
That works for you.
Along the lines of what Beth said about children, I just was rereading Dan Millman's book on being a peaceful warrior. And one of the things that he pointed out was that children learn and react to everything with their senses, that babies do. And then after that, you add words, and then you've got your mind involved. But we have to, kind of remember, I keep saying to myself, I'm on my head, I need to be in my heart. And so that, when
Yeah.
you look at a child and you see how they react to their universe, that's what they're doing. And, I never kind of understood that when they said, except you be as a little child, you cannot enter the kingdom of God. I thought that was a really neat way to explain it.
That's very good, yes. One more, yes.
Yes. Well, what helps me a lot when I'm dealing with negative thoughts is to change my thoughts for saying trust. Trust is the major key. Trust that divine order will take place. And instantly, because I do that often, right, you have to practice, it changes.
It changes.
My way the energy field and my fear or whatever I'm dealing with, it just leaves me right away. It's great.
Great.
Trust and divine order take place.
Yes. Whatever we can do to bring us back to center, I think is the key, whatever your practice is. And the more you bring yourself back to center, the more you'll bring yourself back to center. You won't forget about it, for a few days. It becomes just part, like breathing. It becomes part of your life, part of your practice. Well, that's all I've got. So, you have a song? Of course you do.
Thanks, Rachel.
Oh, you're welcome.
To lead into meditation, join me with God is, I am. God is, I am, right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am, God is, I am, right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am.
So now we're going to have a time of meditation, and if you would like to close your eyes, that's fine. I'm going to use the Ting Sha and allow the vibration to take you deeper. And follow its vibration as you deep breathe and relax. Drop your energy down into the heart chakra. And just let the breath flow through that center of love. Allow the cells of your body to receive. Receive the energy of spirit. It might feel like a warmth that overcomes you, that flows through you. It might feel like a gentle vibration as you energize these cells. It might be just a feeling of being at ease. It might feel like just a tingling. You might feel energy flowing from the top of your head all the way down through your body. These cells make up specific organs in your body. And you can talk to those organs. Those organs make up the systems of your body. And they all work in harmony. So we see the harmonious energies of Source moving through your entire system. Working in harmony for perfect health. Perfect happiness. You are at the tuning fork of the world. Feel the lightness. The divine within you calls forth your wholeness when we just allow ourselves to hear it, to be it. And be with this source energy, this God, whatever you'd like to call it. Just be with it now for a few moments as we sit together as one common unity, community, one common shared love, one common shared peace. And allow this energy to spread out into the global world, healing and harmonizing peace and love in the silence. And now as you begin to come back, let the Ting Sha vibration bring you back.
We're very grateful, Reverend Rachel, for a wonderful talk, inspirational and informative. We're also very grateful for the offerings that you bring to Unity of Lehigh Valley. At our website, unityoflehighvalley.org, you can contribute by indicating and clicking on the donate button at the top of the navigation bar. You may also send a check to Unity of Lehigh Valley or set up a weekly or monthly contribution from your bank. For those of you here in the sanctuary, please leave any offering into the silver bowl in the back. If you have any questions about donating, please contact ULV by phone or email. So we'd like to bless the gifts that are provided today. Together, join with me. We bless the gifts. The activity of Spirit through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. All right, Bev, would you like to come forward?
Okay, and I am now here as your prayer chaplain, saying that I will be more than happy. There, you see the big box in the back? That's got all the prayer requests in, and I will be more than happy to send out the requests to fellow prayer chaplains, and we will all pray over those requests for at least a week. Then someone, I don't know who, but we'll send them on to Unity Worldwide in Kansas City, and they will pray over them for a whole month. So you are in good hands. Okay.
And my closing blessing for you this morning is, may you be at peace, and may you radiate that peace to all of humankind. May your heart remain open and allow that energy to permeate all the layers in this universe. May you awaken to the light of your own true nature. You are divine. You are perfect. Let it flow. May you be healed, and may you send healing energy to all those that may need it. May you be a source of healing for all beings, all plants, all animals, the whole universe. May the force be with you. And now, if you will please rise, and let's form our circle as we,
Face of God.
the face of God.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
We'll sing our
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I like it. Lovely. All right. So let us sing our peace song.
Oops. Peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, brothers and sisters all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joy as well. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is.
Have a wonderful week.
That's all. Because, well, the darn. Without any, or without any way to close it down. I know.
Can I help you with anything?
Rachel. Yes, darling. Love your talk.
Really? I felt so disjointed.
Oh, no. You know, it's like you always have to hear that over and over again.
You know, in school they taught us, what you need to learn, that's what you'll preach.
Yes, right.
Absolutely.
Right. Oh, I loved it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'll get my son to look at the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, good.
Evening time. We just disconnected it. Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You know, the teacher in me comes out, and I go, "Oh, what do you think?" You know, that's, yeah.